Do you know that often we do extremely dangerous things in our lives? Find you're wrong and then you'll be right, and find they're right and then you won't be wrong. Do you know that often we do extremely dangerous things in our lives, thinking that they are the right things, but actually they are the wrong things? What are those things? You keep saying that you are right at a time when you are wrong, and you keep saying that the other is wrong at a time when he is right. The correct approach is that you have to find out where you are wrong and where the other is right, and thereafter optimize the combination. This takes me back to some 30 years. An acquaintance of mine was in the business of processing of the still camera reels. One reel would have 36 photos. People would click the photos and then give the reel to the studio for developing the reel in the dark room and printing the photos, mainly the postcard size. As the digital photography started, that person was unmoved. He said that clicking photo had its own charm, and that reel and the prints would never go away, and that digital photography was expensive. He kept on manufacturing those arguments which suited the emotions of his business. On the other hand, that person kept on talking negative things about digital photography, saying that the photos were not clear, they were temporary and would not give a real photo feeling, and above all, it was expensive and not within the reach of the common man. But what was the right approach? It was to take to a far-sighted and dynamic thinking, the principle of changing with the changing times. For pragmatic considerations, that person should have found fault with his own business of celluloid, enumerate its inefficiency, inconvenience and high cost vis-a-vis the upcoming attributes of digital photography. This was because digital technologies are initially expensive, but as the technology grows, mass production and mass consumption happens. Thereafter, the prices fall a big way. So, at a time when that person had to be very alert and critical on the imminent fall of his business and dangers on his investment, he kept on saying that he was right when actually he was wrong. When he ought to have made a strategy to have changed or altered his current business, he kept on saying all was well when actually all was turning from bad to worse. But indeed, realities descend the hard way on such legacy thinkers. And in a few years, he saw his business getting destroyed because he refused to discover his own negativism and the positivism of the other side. So I repeat, he kept on saying that he was right at a time when he was wrong, and he kept on saying that the other was wrong at a time when that other person was right. While the aforesaid example I have given is one of business, I have seen a somewhat similar attitude in the social domain. A lot of people in the party circuit or in the gossip circuit gather a singular passion to show that they are superior, when in actuality they are not superior, and in the intrinsic domain it doesn't matter who is superior and who is inferior. But the ramifications of such negative thoughts are so profound that there emerges an invisible weapon which would very severely affect the social and professional growth of the person. This is because you will have to take to falsity to show yourself to be above others. And how do you do it? You simply lift yourself up in your eyes and bring the other person down in your eyes by putting up crafted arguments which suit you. And similar happens even in your extended family domain. to redeem yourself, you will keep saying you are right when you are wrong. And if you accept that you are wrong, it will cause a tremendous embarrassment. So you get constrained to keep saying that you are right. So I conclude, find your wrong and then you will be right, and find their right and then you won't be wrong.